Welcome, Hoarders. This is going to be a bit of a different video. We're stopped. Hi.
Hi.
I just had a little incident. Don't worry, I'm not one of those stupid people that recorded this immediately after. We're back. I'd say lock it, roll window up. Someone might come down hot wire and drive away. Well, I was trying to put a CD back in my truck. Pulled over the side of the road. And it got stuck. Tried to push it. And she went right down the hill. Kinda. Really didn't hurt much. My flare on the front's bent a little, but I don't know if it's cracked. Oh.
What?
Oh, she ripped up my tape.
Not the tape.
Your dad was gonna help me weld that anyway.
I didn't see that.
That's just, yeah, I talked to your dad about cutting it out and re-welding it. Really? I thought there was a bigger rock over here.
No, that's the one you knocked out.
Yeah. Right here's where I decided to stop. And what happened was the tire that was on the road wouldn't spin, but the one that was off the road would. So I turned it all the way to the left, got out, left it in drive, started pushing it, and once it got to this point, it decided, hey, let's go right. And now it's down there. Is the other side straight? Yeah. Come on, baby. And then it goes right back. It's been about 5-6 months, closer to 5 than 6. We're just now into August. It's August 2nd, the day I'm recording this. But it's been about 6 months. I've been driving this daily ever since this. It actually aligned it. It drives in more of a straight line now than it did prior to this. These are just pictures of from the top of the hill pointing down. It's about 20 feet down. It went down pretty good. The all of the weight was on the rear bumper, so the back wheels would just spin if you tried to even move at all. but being open diff, there's no way I was going to get out of there. Just as kind of like a recap, these are pictures of the hill after we pulled my truck up out. There was a little bit of dirt damage. It's all gone now. That's all grass already grown in there. But to do a better story of, because I watched these clips just now while editing, and I didn't clarify exactly what happened. What happened was me and my friend were working out at his Graham's house, helping her with her garden, pulling weeds and all that stuff, and he left first to go home, and I followed him. Well, he was ahead of me, I pulled over to the side of the road to put a CD away to put a new CD in. And I pulled off enough that the driver's side was still on the road and the passenger side was just in the dirt. And I have an open differential, and when I tried to go again, just the passenger side spun. The driver's side rear tires didn't attempt to do anything. My truck is only rear-wheel drive, no four-wheel drive, so I pretty much just had to get out and push. So I turned the wheel to the left so it would go onto the road, and when I started pushing, I was pushing from the tailgate, not from the door when it was open, which the door wasn't even open at the time. So I started pushing, and there must have been some kind of dip on the passenger side that made the wheel turn to the right, and it went immediately down the hill. My friend was just a little bit ahead of me, and he could see it happen, so he backed up, and then he gave me a ride back to his Graham's house. We called towing companies, and they were like, well, it's going to be quite a bit of money to get that out of there, this and that. And I was like, well, I don't have a lot of money to do that right now. I was thinking borrow money just to get it out of there because it's my truck. It can't leave it down there. But my friend's uncle has a tractor that we used to pull it up out. I thank him a lot. I'm not going to give away names and stuff on here. But he helped pull it out. We got it up out of there. Here's some pictures of it at the top of the hill. I think it's called a valance, the piece of plastic that's on the front. I call them chin spoilers, but I guess the valance is the technical term or whatnot. I recently, here's a picture. I just recently, actually today, I just took that off because there was a broken pin on it. So if I turned all the way to the left, it would rub the tire. But a couple weeks before all of this happened, I finished my subwoofer box. Here's some pictures. I talked about this earlier in other videos. I thought I'd add this in here. Here's one, like, it's just the frame. I was doing a fitting to see if it would fit, make sure everything would work. It just barely fit in there with the seats. I was worried I was going to have to take the seats out, or at least the passenger seat, to get it out, or to put it in to test fit it, but it fits like a fucking glove. I put felt on it. I had to install it without the speaker because there was really no place to grab it, because I originally installed this myself. I had my neighbor help me pull it out once with the speaker in it, because I needed an inline filter, because the ground was just, you could just hear the hum of the vehicle through the speaker. So he helped me with that, and then we put it back in. I think the inline filter, like the grounding filter, I put that in after I drove the truck down the hill. But the stereo sounds great now. A few weeks after all of that happened, I decided to change my transmission fluid, because for a while now it smelled burnt, and I was like, I've got to change this. if I want my transmission to last longer. Another reason, not only because it smelled burnt, but because when I go up higher or steeper hills, it'd slip a little bit, which it doesn't slip at all anymore now, which is good. But the first, I think it lasted exactly 1 week, and I went down the road about a half an hour away from where I live, and when I got up the hill, up the last hill, into the next town, I took it out of overdrive and it got stuck in first gear. So I could only do about 15 miles an hour. So I limped it to a parking lot. I think what happened was there's a switch in the transmission, that if you have too much transmission fluid, it'll trip it, so you can only go so fast, like some type of retarder, so it will not be able to go any faster, because it will build up more pressure if you are going faster, so you won't blow your transmission pan seal. So I got my friend's uncle to let us borrow his truck, and me and my friend's dad went with his trailer to get my truck, because I didn't want to get a car dolly and take the drive shaft off just so I could get it back to my house. So we took the regular car trailer, got it home, and I hooked up a piece of like clear aquarium like breather tube, and I just slid it down the dipstick for the transmission fluid, and I siphoned some out. And then I eventually, that didn't make a difference at first, but I think, what happened was the pressure equalized, so then it made that switch trip back off. I've been driving it, like I said, since that happened. I don't remember when that happened, probably at least a month ago, when my, transmission stopped shifting, but now it shifts again. It's all pretty normal. I also recently took my bumper off. I was trying to find a replacement bumper, which I wanted a new rear bumper anyway, so I wasn't really heartbroken that it got dented up and twisted from driving down the hill. But I ended up getting a roll pan instead, which I don't really have any good pictures of it. It's still not finished. I need to get a rivet gun so I can attach the sides correctly, and then I have to make some type of corner pieces so that it matches the bumper, so it doesn't look too weird. Then I ended up putting on a new Flowmaster exhaust. I have a few clips here. One of its stock. One with it unhooked right after the catalytic converter. And one with the new Flowmaster exhaust, but I don't have a tailpipe on it yet. I would like to get the tailpipe, but I'm going to have to take the muffler back off and get a another piece welded onto the exhaust before I can, or welded onto the muffler itself before I can do that. I figured might as well get a new tailpipe because all my old parts I'm giving to my friend's dad because he has an S10. My muffler's still good and my tailpipe's still good, but the intermediate pipe that goes between the muffler and the catalytic converter had a rust hole about, it's kind of more of a slit that you could probably, like a hole that you put a coin in. You could probably fit a nickel in there, maybe a dime. Yeah, probably a dime. It's a little smaller than a nickel. But those aren't expensive anyway, so at least he'll have a muffler, an original muffler, to go onto his truck. But that's pretty much it. That's like the whole story, pretty much fully updated from the last episode of my like car vlog thing to what is currently happening. Right now, like I said, I just got to order that new tailpipe and a reducer. That way I can hook that on. And I'm gonna get a new exhaust tip, which means I'm probably gonna end up cutting a small section off of my tailpipe. But that's going to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.